Hi guys, welcome back to today's literacy lesson. Today, as our starter, we are going to be looking at some spellings. So it would be really useful if you've got a bit of paper or a notebook and a pencil lying around, as I'm going to give you 5 spellings and I'd like you to try your best to try and spell them. Okay, it's not a test. We don't have anything we can be scared about. We're just going to have a practice and then I'm going to show you the answers. And then maybe the ones that you've got wrong can be your target spellings for this week. So our first spelling is the word although. Although it was raining outside, I decided to go out to play. Second spelling is accident. Accident. Don't worry, it was just an accident. If you need to pause the video because you need more time to write it down, that's perfectly fine. Number 3 is believe. Believe. I believe you can do great with your spellings. Number 4 is popular. Popular. Miss Benger is very popular. And our last one, number 5, is important. Important. It's very important to practice our spellings every week. Good. So now I'm going to show you the answers so you can mark your own spellings. See how many you've got correct. Any ones that you've got wrong can be your target spellings for this week. So we need to stay motivated and keep practicing our spellings, guys. It's really important. Right, so as we know, we've been looking at descriptive language this week. We're looking at descriptive language for the whole week. So for today, we're going to be specifically looking at figurative language to describe. To be successful in today's lesson, we're going to be using similes and metaphors. And if you're aiming for the top success criteria, you're going to be looking at using a range of figurative language. In yesterday's lesson, we found objects, didn't we? And we described them using various word forms, adjectives, adverbs, verbs, and nouns. We're going to be doing that today, but we're going to be doing it using figurative language. So that's going to make our work sound even more interesting. So figurative language often gives our work more description, and it's where we use words in a specific way that are not like their normal everyday meaning. We put them into a different context and use them to describe something else, I suppose. So let's have a little look at some examples today, as they're going to make our work sound much more interesting. So have a think. I've got some examples of figurative language on my screen: a simile, a metaphor, personification, and an onomatopoeia. So have a think in your head about what you think these mean, what are maybe some examples, and if you recognise any of them before. Maybe pause this video and have a little think, and then we're going to go through them on the next slide. So, a simile is when you say something is like something else, using the word like or as. So an example of this would be, she is as brave as a lion. So you've compared the girl to a lion, saying she's as brave as a lion. So that's an example of a simile. The next one, a metaphor, is similar to a simile. However, a metaphor is when you say something is something else. So an example of this would be, He's a walking dictionary, which would mean he's very clever. You're comparing the boy to a dictionary, which you're trying to state that he might be very clever. The next example of figurative language is personification. This is when you give an object human qualities. So an example of this would be the wind howled at night time. And the last one, which is an onomatopoeia, it's quite a big word, is this description of sound. So that would be words like crash, boom, zip, all words which describe the sound we can hear. So, just like yesterday, you are going to be practicing your descriptive writing by writing sentences to describe things in your house. You're going to try your best to include a simile, a metaphor, personification, and an onomatopoeia. It might be quite tricky to try and include all of those things in one sentence. So just try your best. You might be able to get maybe 2 or 3, but just try your best and we'll see how we go. The same as yesterday, each word type will be worth points. So I'm going to give you a bit of time to go and choose some objects in your house. If you would like to use the same objects as yesterday, so you maybe find it a bit easier, that might be quite useful. I know I'm going to use the same objects as yesterday. I'm going to use my water bottle and my pencil. So pause the video and go and grab your objects, and then we can start doing some sentences together. Once you've got your objects, we are going to have a practice together, and then you're going to write your own sentences. Here are the points that we are going to be awarding ourselves for today. So if you include a simile, that's worth 1 point, metaphor is 2 points, personification 3 points, and an onomatopoeia 4 points. Okay, so now we're going to have a practice at writing some sentences together about my objects, and then you can have a go by yourself afterwards. So here is, I've got my notebook up. I've got my points at the side so I can remember what I should include. It might motivate me a little bit because I want to try and get lots of points. So I'm going to write a sentence about my water bottle first. So as I'm writing it, see if you can identify what type of figurative language I have used. So start with a capital letter. Just going to change the colour. There we go. I'm going to put the turquoise. The turquoise water bottle felt lonely as it had no water in. Full stop. And you can be as creative as you like. We're practicing our description this week, remember. So that is my sentence. The turquoise water bottle felt lonely as it had no water in. So have a think. What type of figurative language have I used in my sentence? I have used personification in the sentence here, where I've said felt. I'm giving the water bottle human qualities or feelings. Okay, water bottles, objects, can't feel things. So I'm giving it a human quality or feeling. The water bottle felt lonely as it had no water in. Okay, so I've used personification there. So that would be 3 points. I'm going to give myself 3 points there. I haven't used any other figurative language in this sentence. I have used an adjective there. And we've got our noun there, but today we're just focusing on figurative language. So for this sentence, I guess that would be worth 3 points. Okay, that might motivate me to see if I can include even more figurative language in the next sentence. So my next sentence about my pencil, I'm going to say, so again, as I'm writing it, see if you can identify what type of figurative language I'm using. The blue pencil cried like a baby as it was being sharpened. Wail, wail. Oh, So have a think about what type of figurative language I have used in this sentence. I've tried to use a little bit more so I can get some more points. I have used personification here, cried, again, pencil, can't cry. So I'm giving it a human quality, cried, to add that extra bit of description in there, maybe showing that it felt sad because it was being sharpened. So I would get 3 points there. I have used a simile. Can you spot where the simile is? Here it is, like a baby. Okay, that's my simile. I'm going to give myself 1 point there. And I've used another type of figurative language. I have used an onomatopoeia here, wail, wail, to describe the sound of the crying. Gives it that extra bit of description, I suppose. So I've used quite a bit more figurative language in that sentence, which would bring my total number of points up to 8. So this was my top point sentence. I tried my best to use lots of figurative language there. I used 3 different types of figurative language and I got 8 points for that sentence. Okay? We've just had a practice together. So your descriptive writing challenge is to write sentences about your objects now. Remember, try to include as many as you can. If you only can get 1 in there, that's fine. If you can get 2, great. Obviously, if you can get all of them in there, that would be a top point sentence and you should be really proud of that. But just have a play about with it, have a bit of fun, and remember to add up your points at the end to see how many total number of points you got. And then you can, just like you did yesterday, you can post it onto DB Primary and you can see how many points your friends got for their sentences. And I can also see how many points you got. Good luck with writing your sentences. You can be as creative as you like, have fun with it as well. And have a good day. And I will see you tomorrow for another literacy lesson. Bye.